Ladies and gentlemen, let me share something with you today that might be the hardest thing you'll ever do, but will lead you to the most incredible breakthroughs of your life, focusing on yourself and letting others go. We all have people around us, family, friends, colleagues, maybe even those we love, and often we try to hold on to them, believing that without them, our lives will fall apart. But here's the truth: you cannot afford to stay in relationships, jobs, or environments that drain you. If you want to become the best version of yourself, you must prioritize your growth, your well-being, and your peace of mind. The first step is recognizing that you're the one responsible for your future. No one else can shape your destiny but you. This means that sometimes you must let go of the people and situations that weigh you down. That doesn't mean you don't care about them. It means you care more about your journey. You see, the world will try to convince you that the people around you are everything. And while they are important, the most crucial person in your life is you. Focus on yourself, your goals, your aspirations. When you take care of yourself, you'll have more to offer the world. It's not easy, but here's the reality: you can't help others if you're constantly drowning in your own struggles. You need to elevate yourself to be able to lift others. So make the hard choices, let them go. Focus on building your strength, your skills, your mindset. Letting go is about creating space in your life for the things that will truly elevate you. There are so many possibilities ahead of you, and sometimes the hardest part is releasing the old so the new can come in. Now remember this: you don't have to be alone to focus on yourself, but you do need to be willing to let go of anything or anyone that hinders your progress. It's about taking control of your life. Once you do that, you'll see that everything else falls into place. Focus on yourself and trust that the right people will align with you as you grow. The ones who truly support your journey will be there, and the ones who aren't meant for your path will fade away. And that, my friends, is a sign of progress. You are the architect of your life. You are the one who holds the blueprint, the one who decides what kind of foundation you will build upon, and the one who will determine how high your structure will rise. Too many people go through life as though they are merely spectators, letting circumstances, other people, and outside forces shape their destiny. But not you. You are in control of your future, and it starts with realizing that you are the one who holds the pen to your story. The choices you make today lay the groundwork for tomorrow. Every decision you make, no matter how small, contributes to the life you are building. It's easy to point fingers, to blame the economy, your upbringing, or the people around you. But when you take full responsibility for where you are and where you're going, you gain the power to change your circumstances. No one can do that for you. It's your life, your journey, and you must be the one to steer the ship. Building your life takes vision. If you don't know where you're headed, you'll wander aimlessly, and wandering leads to nothing but regret. You need a clear vision, a goal that drives you. That vision doesn't just come from wishing for it or hoping it will fall into your lap. It comes from effort, from dedication, from the consistent pursuit of something greater than yourself. You must have a purpose, a direction. And that purpose will be the force that pushes you forward when times get tough. You are also the one who has to deal with setbacks. Life isn't always going to go the way you want it. There will be obstacles, challenges, and moments of failure. But remember, these are not walls that stop you. They are opportunities to learn, to grow, and to build resilience. Every time you face a setback and rise from it, you strengthen the foundation of your life. Every challenge you overcome is another brick laid in the structure that will one day stand tall. It's essential to build with integrity as well. The character you develop today will be the one that sustains your success tomorrow. You can build a life of wealth, fame, or achievement, but if you don't build it on a solid foundation of principles, it will crumble when you least expect it. Take the time to invest in your character, your values, and your habits. These are the pillars that will keep your life standing strong, no matter what comes your way. You also need to understand that this is a lifelong project. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither will your dream life be. But if you keep working, if you stay disciplined, and if you continue to focus on your vision, one day you will look back and see a masterpiece. You will look at the structure you've created, the life you've built, and realize that all along, you are the one holding the tools, making the decisions, and crafting your own destiny. Don't let anyone tell you that your life is out of your control. You are the architect. It's your design, your foundation, your future. When you take full ownership of that, you unlock the power to create the life you truly desire. Self-prioritization is key to building a life of success, fulfillment, and personal growth. Too often we get caught up in the demands and expectations of others, putting our own needs, dreams, and goals on the back burner. But the truth is, if you don't make yourself a priority, no one else will. You cannot expect to give your best to the world if you're running on empty, and you certainly can't reach your full potential if you're constantly sacrificing your own well-being for the sake of others. You've got to learn to take care of yourself first. This isn't selfishness, it's self-respect. The best investment you can make is in your own health, mindset, and development. If you neglect your own needs, you're essentially setting yourself up for burnout, frustration, and unfulfilled dreams. By making yourself a priority, you create the mental, physical, and emotional space necessary to perform at your best. When you are strong, focused, and energized, you can give more to the people around you, to your work, and to the goals you want to achieve. The first step in self-prioritization is understanding that your success doesn't just happen on its own. It requires consistent effort, discipline, and focus. It means taking the time each day to work on yourself, to sharpen your skills, to improve your body, and to nurture your mind. It means saying no when necessary and being selective about where you invest your time and energy. Too many people spend their lives saying yes to everyone and everything except themselves. You cannot afford that kind of complacency. If you want to build a life that matters, you've got to take charge of your own direction. Self-prioritization also means setting boundaries. This is where most people fall short. They allow others to take up their time and energy, often at the cost of their own progress. But your time is your most valuable asset. If you don't manage it, others will manage it for you, and before you know it, you'll have nothing left to give to your own dreams. Learn to say no to distractions, to negative influences, to obligations that don't serve your higher purpose. This is about respecting yourself enough to guard your time and your energy. Another important aspect of prioritizing yourself is self-care. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle and grind, thinking that working yourself into the ground is the key to success. But the truth is, working harder isn't always the answer. It's about working smarter and working on the right things. Taking care of your health, getting enough rest, eating well, exercising, and practicing mental clarity are all essential to maintaining the energy and focus you need to succeed. When your body and mind are functioning at their best, you can accomplish more with less effort. It's also crucial to prioritize your personal development. You are the most important project you'll ever work on. Invest in your education, in your skills, and in your growth. The more you develop yourself, the more you'll be able to contribute to others. The world will pay you for the value you bring, and the value you bring is directly tied to your ability to continue improving, learning, and growing. Never stop investing in yourself, because as you grow, so does your capacity to help others and create opportunities. Self-prioritization is about discipline and focus, but it's also about self-compassion. You are your own greatest asset, and that means you need to treat yourself with care and kindness. Yes, push yourself to achieve, but also give yourself grace when things don't go as planned. There will be setbacks and challenges along the way, but don't let those moments define you. Learn from them, adapt, and keep moving forward with confidence. You are worthy of the same respect and compassion that you extend to others. By making yourself a priority, you are setting the stage for a successful and fulfilling life. You're choosing to take control of your own journey, to be the best version of yourself, and to put yourself in a position where you can truly thrive. When you prioritize yourself, you're not only improving your own life, you're setting an example for others to do the same. And in the end, when you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, you'll find that everything else falls into place. Letting go isn't about abandoning people, it's about freeing yourself from situations and relationships that no longer serve your growth. Too many times, people confuse letting go with turning your back on others. They feel guilty for walking away from environments that no longer support them, or for stepping away from relationships that have become toxic or unfulfilling. But letting go isn't about abandoning anyone, it's about recognizing that you must prioritize your own journey if you are to reach your full potential. You must understand that relationships, like everything else in life, have seasons. Some people come into your life for a reason, others for a season, and a few for a lifetime. And while it's difficult to accept, not all relationships are meant to last forever. As you evolve, the people around you may not be able to evolve with you. That doesn't mean you love them any less or that you turn your back on them. It simply means that in order to move forward, you must make room for the people, the experiences, and the opportunities that align with where you are going. Letting go is about recognizing that you are responsible for your own growth and happiness. You can't allow yourself to be held back by people who are not on the same path. If you keep investing time and energy into relationships that drain you, that hold you back, you are only doing yourself a disservice. It's not selfish to choose your own well-being, it's essential. If you want to move toward a brighter future, sometimes you have to release the things and yes, the people that are weighing you down. But here's the key, letting go doesn't have to be an angry or resentful act. It's about acceptance. You must come to the understanding that people change, circumstances change, and sometimes the people you once considered your closest friends no longer fit into your life in the same way. Letting go is a way of acknowledging that your growth requires space, and that space cannot be filled with negativity, criticism, or toxic energy. You must create the room for new possibilities, new relationships, and new opportunities that will help you grow. This doesn't mean that you abandon those who need your support or that you stop caring about others. It simply means that you cannot sacrifice your own well-being or your future for the comfort of holding on to the past. You need to build the strength to step away from relationships that no longer align with your goals and values. This will take courage, but once you do it, you'll find that the weight you've been carrying starts to lift. Letting go also means having the wisdom to recognize when a relationship or situation has run its course. It's about knowing when to move forward, even if it's uncomfortable. There will be people in your life who may not understand why you're letting go. They might try to guilt you, make you feel bad, or tell you that you're making a mistake. But you have to stay focused on your own journey. You can't let the fear of disappointing others hold you back from doing what's necessary for your own success and happiness. Sometimes letting go isn't about people at all. It's about habits, beliefs, or situations that are keeping you stuck. You may need to let go of old ways of thinking, outdated beliefs, or even situations that have become too familiar but no longer serve you. Just because something is comfortable doesn't mean it's good for you. It's time to recognize when you need to release what's holding you back, even if it's hard to do. The truth is, when you let go of what's no longer serving you, you make room for what's better. It's like clearing out the clutter in your house to make space for the things that matter most. You're giving yourself the opportunity to grow, to develop new relationships, and to move forward in ways you never thought possible. When you let go of the past, you are making space for the future. Letting go is a sign of strength, not weakness. It's a sign that you are willing to put your own well-being and success ahead of comfort or convenience. It's about understanding that your journey is yours to shape, and that the people who are meant to be part of that journey will show up when the time is right. Let go of the people, the situations, and the mindsets that no longer serve you, and make room for the life you are meant to live. Growth requires change, and change is something that most people resist. It's uncomfortable, it challenges the status quo, and it forces you to step into the unknown. But here's the reality: without change, there is no growth. You cannot expect to reach new heights while staying in the same place, holding on to the same habits, the same mindset, and the same routines. If you want to grow, you must be willing to change, to evolve, and to adapt to the demands of the future. You see, change doesn't come easily. It takes courage, it takes discipline, and it takes a willingness to leave behind what's familiar. We are creatures of habit, and breaking those habits is no small feat. But understand this: if you want something different in your life, you have to do something different. If you keep doing the same things, you'll keep getting the same results. So growth requires that you stretch yourself, that you push past your comfort zone, and that you step into areas that may feel uncertain or even risky. Change is also necessary because the world around you is constantly evolving. The market, the economy, the technology, everything is moving forward. And if you don't change with it, you risk being left behind. To stay relevant, to stay ahead, and to build a life of success, you must be constantly evolving and learning. Growth is not a one-time event, it's a continuous process. You must embrace change as part of the journey, not something to fear. Sometimes the hardest part of growth is realizing that what worked in the past may not work in the future. You might have achieved success with a certain method, strategy, or mindset, but that doesn't mean it will continue to serve you as you move forward. As you grow, you will face new challenges, and those challenges will require new solutions. This means you must be flexible, willing to unlearn what no longer serves you, and open to new ways of thinking and doing. Change also means letting go of old beliefs that limit you. We all have mental barriers, thoughts, and beliefs about ourselves, about money, about success that hold us back. These beliefs were formed over time, often from experiences in our past, and they have shaped the way we view the world. But as you grow, you'll start to realize that some of those beliefs are outdated and no longer fit with the person you're becoming. You cannot continue to think small and expect big results. You cannot continue to see yourself as limited and expect unlimited success. Growth requires you to challenge those limiting beliefs, to adopt a mindset that supports abundance and possibility, and to believe that you are capable of more than you've ever imagined. Another key aspect of growth is the willingness to let go of comfort. Comfort is the enemy of growth. It keeps you stuck in the same place, repeating the same patterns. It might feel safe, but safety doesn't lead to greatness. To grow, you must be willing to take risks, to face the unknown, and to make decisions that push you out of your comfort zone. This doesn't mean you should be reckless or impulsive, but it does mean that you must embrace discomfort as part of the process of becoming who you were meant to be. You also need to understand that growth requires patience. Change doesn't happen overnight, and results don't come instantly. It takes time to develop new habits, to learn new skills, and to adapt to new situations. But every step you take, every small effort you make is building towards something greater. Be patient with the process and trust that the effort you put in today will pay off in the long run. The seeds of growth may be small at first, but over time they will blossom into something powerful and transformative. Growth requires a commitment to lifelong learning. The moment you stop learning is the moment you stop growing. Every day presents an opportunity to expand your knowledge, to improve your skills, and to challenge your assumptions. The more you learn, the more you'll be equipped to handle the challenges ahead, and the more you'll be able to contribute to the world around you. Never stop being a student of life, because every experience offers a lesson that can propel you forward. Finally, growth requires the courage to face setbacks and failures. Too many people see failure as a sign that they're not cut out for success, but the truth is, failure is simply part of the journey. Every successful person you admire has failed at some point. The difference is that they didn't let failure define them. They used it as a stepping stone, a lesson learned, and they kept moving forward. Growth isn't about avoiding failure, it's about using failure as a tool to build strength, resilience, and wisdom. In the end, growth requires change. It requires that you leave behind the old version of yourself and step into the new. It requires that you be willing to evolve, to adapt, and to become the best version of who you are capable of being. Change is the only way forward, and without it, you'll remain stagnant, stuck in the same place. So embrace change, embrace the discomfort, and understand that every step you take in the direction of growth is a step towards a greater future. You must realize that your value is not determined by the opinions of others. It's not based on what people say about you or how they perceive you or the standards they set for you. Your value comes from within. It comes from your own understanding of who you are, what you stand for, and what you are capable of achieving. When you allow others to define you, you are limiting yourself to their vision of who you should be, not the grand vision of who you could become. People will have opinions about you, whether you like it or not. They will tell you what you can't do, what you should be, or what you should have already accomplished by a certain age. But here's the thing, their opinions are not your truth. Their limitations do not have to become yours. You must reject the notion that anyone outside of yourself has the right to determine your future or your worth. Most people are living with someone else's version of who they are. They've accepted other people's beliefs, judgments, and expectations as their own. And as a result, they live a life of restriction, constantly conforming to the world around them, never fully realizing their potential. Don't fall into this trap. You are in charge of your own story, and you alone have the power to define who you are and who you are becoming. It's important to understand that others will often try to define you based on their own insecurities, fears, and limitations. They project their own shortcomings onto you, telling you what's impossible based on their own lack of ambition or vision. But that's not your reality. Just because someone else has failed or is afraid of failure doesn't mean that you will. Just because someone else has settled for less doesn't mean that you have to. One of the greatest acts of strength you can show in life is the courage to be yourself, regardless of what others think or say. This doesn't mean being reckless or selfish, but it means being authentic and unapologetic about who you are and what you want. It means setting your own standards and living according to your own values, not someone else's. And don't be afraid to stand alone. There will be times when you go against the crowd, when your goals or values don't align with what others expect of you. But understand that standing firm in your own beliefs and staying true to yourself is a sign of strength, not weakness. The world rewards people who are confident in their own identity and who have the courage to chart their own course. You are not obligated to live by the expectations set by others. It's your life, your journey, and your future. It's up to you to decide who you want to become. The opinions of others, while sometimes valuable for feedback, should never become the foundation of your self-worth. Your potential is not limited by anyone else's vision of you. Your greatness is defined by your own standards, by your own belief in what you can achieve. It's also important to remember that defining yourself requires clarity. Too many people drift through life without a clear sense of who they are or what they want. When you don't know what you stand for, you become susceptible to the influences of others. You become easily swayed by external opinions, trends, and pressures. But when you have a clear vision of who you are and what you stand for, you are less likely to be swayed by others. You become the one in control of your destiny. Your journey in life is unique to you. There will always be people who try to tell you who you should be, but you must resist the temptation to live according to their definitions. You must define yourself by your own actions, by your own efforts, and by your own growth. Only you know what's truly important to you. Only you know what's worth pursuing, what's worth sacrificing for, and what's worth fighting for. In the end, don't let others define you. Own your story. Take charge of your destiny. Believe in your own potential, your own worth, and your own capacity to achieve greatness. When you do that, you will create a life that is truly your own. One that is shaped by your vision, your effort, and your unshakable belief in who you are. You can't help others until you help yourself. It's a simple but profound truth. Too many people try to give, to serve, and to uplift others without first taking care of their own needs. They pour all their energy into others, thinking that by sacrificing their own well-being, they'll somehow make a difference. But here's the reality: if you are not in a position to help yourself, you'll have nothing left to give. You cannot serve others from an empty cup. You must first fill your own cup if you are to have anything to offer the world around you. The idea of self-care is not selfish, it's essential. In order to be the best version of yourself and to have the energy, focus, and mindset needed to help others, you must prioritize your own health, your own growth, and your own happiness. If you are not investing in yourself, in your well-being, your knowledge, your physical health, and your emotional strength, you'll be running on fumes. Eventually, you'll burn out, and then you won't be able to serve anyone, least of all yourself.